Good evening, Simon here, Explosive Action, back for another review for the Heavy Metallurgy. This time I'm going to take a look at the new album from Cruciamentum, Obsidian Refractions. Cruciamentum were a UK-based band forming in 2007 as the brainchild of Dan Lowndes. In 2008, the band, then a two-piece, released their first song, Rotten Flesh Crucifix, which also featured on their 2009 EP, Convocation of Crawling Chaos. 4 tracks of dark, down-tuned death metal that would appeal to fans of Incantation, Dead Congregation, and Funebrarum. A breed of evil death metal that doesn't get bogged down in dissonance, just punishing and crushing songs played straight. 2011 saw the band's next 4-track EP engulfed in desolation, with Grave Miasma's Denny Banheim being introduced on drums. The band were more refined and focused, the production superior to the previous EP. In 2015 we were rewarded with the band's first full-length Charnel Passages, doubling down on the dark swirling riffs and thundering drums. This album made many people's top albums list of the year. The band then released a 2-track EP in 2017 and were then quiet. After the traumas of 2020 and the relocation of founder Dan Lowndes to the US, the band entered the studio in 2022 to record their sophomore full-length Obsidian Refractions, with a revised lineup including Imprecation drummer Matt Hefner and Exorgerate's vocalist Chris Eakes to the fold. The first song, Charnel Passages, somewhat confusingly titled after the band's previous album, commences with a slow, crushing riff and menacing drums, the kind of heaviness you expect from seasoned death metalers. The swirling riffs and churning double kicks come in after the first minute, before a quick tom roll takes us to the heightened, blasting death metal attack that you came here for. Ferocious with reverb-drenched guttural vocals, multiple guitar solos and dive bombs, then taking us into the next passage of sluggish, more old-school sounding death metal riffs. Another wild but articulated solo used as a bridge to the next phase of the song. Heavy and booming toms under a mournful sounding lead guitar that reminded me of Jade's album from last year. The song returns to ballistic speed for the journey to the finale. Rapid-fire double kicks and tremolo riff that would suit Craven Idol, before droning us out with a doomy riff that started the song off. Immediately without break we are into the second song, Abhorrence Evangelium. A mid-paced blast and buzzing tremolo for the most part on this album's shortest track. The song is a real meaty headbanger. Right on the halfway mark we get one of those criminally insane style drums, with the closing hi-hat doing all the work. Then into the chaotic solo leading into a maelstrom of dives and chugs. I love how this band used short but wild solos to transition between passages. It's like it's their signature, and you can tell that something is coming up when it happens. Necropolis of Obsidian Mirrors opens with a slower, chunky rhythm riff, the lead playing an early Finnish-style groove, double kicks at bolt thrower speed. The first 2 minutes of this song are so meaty you could carve it, with lots of creative drum fills. The tension builds with a pause and we are back to blitzkrieg speeds, alternating with blasting and Trey Atzigtot style leads. Cruciamentum songs tend to fit each passage into 8 or 16 bars, which really gives you a good sense of groove and structure. The middle of this song is total Formula's Fatal to the Flesh style Morbid Angel, the vocals taking a slightly raspy tone as well. The latter half of the song chops and changes from fast to slimy crawling riffs, with the first notable ambient background sounds being employed. We haven't had much D-beats so far, but the fourth song, Scorn Manifestation, kicks off with truly old-school selection of riffs, mixed in with the savagery the band have shown us thus far. The middle of the song reaches a devilish high, speed giving away to keyboards and more dynamic fills, but always a dark, churning riff keeping pace. The riffs in this song can only be described as ugly. I am permanently wincing through the nastiness in a good way. But wait! Another dive bomb solo and we are back to blasting. The highs reached in the middle are repeated again like a hideous chorus. Scorn Manifestation is the most pure death metal song on the album, to appeal to old heads as well as new, with its repeated hooks and most verse-chorus-like structure. With a title like Interminable Rebirth of Abomination, you know this song will not disappoint. A buzzsaw of slow tremolo riffage and Lucifer-style drums. This one sounds evil with its multiple layers of guitars. As a passionate air drummer myself, I can't help but play along to this one with pens in hand. Feet assaulting the floor. This is another good example of a song on this album that follows somewhat a verse and chorus structure. Interminable Rebirth of Abomination might be the most fun track to listen to on the album, and play along with pens. The album ends with a 10-minute closer entitled Drowned. Undistorted and dreamy sounding guitars pick at your senses. A crushing riff comes in at doom speed and is welcomed with a dive bomb. Heavy drums accompanying an instrumental until 2 minutes in, the band then return to the fury that we are so accustomed to. Switching up with immolation-style grooves that I could have easily heard on Unholy Cult. This is also another track with some key Azagtot-style riffs, but the real winner here is the free drum fills in the middle of the song, mixed in with a bass doodle that is clearly audible over the rest. The groove at 6 minutes into this 10-minute track actually hurt my neck muscles. What an absolute beast of a song. It ends with a full minute of multi-layered dive bombs, which makes me a happy, happy man. Cruciamentum have outdone themselves on Obsidian Refractions. 6 lengthy tracks ranging from 5 to 10 minutes. A much darker and more twisted album over charnel passages, though still remaining very similar to its predecessor after 8 years. Especially in the dive bomb department. This album is available now on CD, LP and cassette from Profound Law Records and comes highly recommended. For my call to arms this time, I want to showcase something quite different. A compilation of 2 cult Australian death metal demos from 1995 by long-defunct Sydney band Neuropath. In the span of 18 months, this band burned bright and burned fast, releasing 2 demos of crushing, brutal death metal, clearly inspired by Suffocation, Cannibal Corpse, and even local as Bremelin. A staple of the local Sydney scene while they existed, the band released 2 demo tapes, Nefarious Vivisection in 1995, and Desert of Excruciation on the famed Sydney label Warhead Records in 1996. Both show a band capable well beyond their years, the youngest member of the band 16 at the time of recording and the oldest only 20. The songs are brutal and creative and have found international fanbase years later. This month saw the CD compilation of both demos under the title At Damnation's Core, put out by Australian label Sphere of Apparition Records. The demos have been remastered to album quality and sound fantastic. The inner booklet has a summary of the band over its short life as written by founding guitarist Daniel Stubbs. It's a shame the band never did release a full length, as it would have taken on the global scene alongside upcoming greats such as Deeds of Flesh. But I'm thankful to have this collection as a final epitaph and retire my old cassettes. And that's it for this review. I do hope you will consider checking out the new album from Cruciamentum and the essential demos from Neuropath. As for this time, thanks for watching. Make sure you check out the other reviews on the Heavy Metallurgy and check me out on Explosive Action. And I'll see you next time.